Hey Legionnaires, and welcome back. We're here with another NTW 3 battle for you today, and this is another historical one. And we have the Battle of the Fuentes de Oñoro here, and it is it's a battle fought in the Peninsular War. So we are back in Spain as we have Britain and France facing off against each other. So hope you guys are looking forward to this one. It is going to be a glorious one, I have been told, and I'm very, very excited to see how this one goes down. But the Battle of Fuentes de Oñoro was fought in 1811. Between, I think it was the 3rd and 5th of May. It was between the French here, I believe, are led by Massena, and obviously the Duke of Wellington over on well, soon to be the Duke of Wellington. I think at this point he's like a Viscount or something like that. So, but yes, Arthur Wesley, if you will call him that. He's not yet the Duke of Wellington. But yes, so we have, as you can see, a Massena. So you can see all the Massena corps being brought up. We've got Massena's Portugal. Back here we have Dorsen Nord. I don't know why we have the North. I presume it's the Army of the North. So this is like the Grand Army, I would presume. Oh no. Maybe it'll be like Nord will be Army of the North. In fact, so Dorsen. But I believe Massena was also Army of the North / Army of Portugal. I did a lot of stuff on the Peninsular War for my dissertation, so I kind of have read up a fair amount on this, but yeah, so I may be wrong, and yeah, we've got a bunch of Massenas. So yeah, they have Army of Portugal, and then they have the Army of the North, which basically later on in like history does become, or later on in the campaign, basically just becomes the Army of Portugal, as they all run out of men in Spain. The French just keep just burn through men like in the later years, so much like through guerrilla warfare and just losing battles, and just Napoleon pulling troops out to go and fight against the Russians. Yes, so I imagine the British Army today is not going to be all British troops. If you don't know like what goes on in like the Peninsular War, the British Army was eventually got to about nearly about 100,000 men, but the majority of them made up of Portuguese, Spanish, Germans. You've got Italians, you've got Sicilians there as well. But yes, they all were fairly well trained. I mean, certainly the Portuguese were trained by British forces to be as good as them. So they eventually, by the time the end of the Peninsular War happened, the Portuguese had a very well trained army, well disciplined, and they had the thanks to the British Army. They could thank the British Army for all that. But yeah, so if you're enjoying anyway seeing NTW3, feel free to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment show your support. And if you want to see more historical battles, let me know in the comments. Let me know which ones you want to see, and also make sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on them. But yes, it seems as though the fighting's going to happen probably very soon around the center. It looks like where it's going to take place first. I mean, the British are holding their line, it seems, in this forest, and they've got to hold, I imagine they've got to hold the village of Fuentes de Oñoro, because that's what they'd have to do in history. So I imagine that is going to be the case again. Yeah, you can see British troops now starting to appear there. The British objective is to hold that. The French objective is probably to annihilate the British and also take the village. And you can do that by you can take the village by annihilating the British. You can take the village, by annihilating the British. You could just go around it for now and then just come in and mop up what's left. But why do that when you could just go straight in? I mean, the British are nicely set up though. Already a few dead guys here. That's brutal. And these look like they're like Scots Lightfoot or something like that. They look pretty damn nice. Do like the look of them. Scots are going to be hard to get out of this village. What else we got in here? Just a lot. I imagine it's going to be a lot of British infantry in here. Since this is Fuentes de Oñoro and this is the main objective. They want to put in a lot of good British units they're going to hold. You imagine more like the Portuguese will be on the flanks. But I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Lots of cav out here. The British actually probably do have the superior cav. Unless they brought all Portuguese cav, then it's 50-50. The French have things like dragoons, chevaliers, they'll have chasseurs, cheval. They won't have anything like cuirassiers. You don't see massive cuirassiers in the Peninsular campaign. There were some, but just not many. What we've got here, you have more dragoons. Yeah, it's a lot of dragoons, really. And the British have their own dragoons. They have light dragoons, they have hussars, and the dragoons for the British are much heavier. They're seen as a heavy cavalry unit in the British Army, so they are actually stronger than the French dragoons. So we'll see what is over here. Looks like light dragoons of the British. Okay, so they should be a match to the dragoons of the French, though. And we've got gendarmes here. It's like a gendarmes of Burgos. So have we got like I don't know, like Spanish police serving here. They've got lancers. They've got like German lancers. Oh, obviously also lancers as well. We've got some old guard chasseurs. So actually, I've got some decent stuff here, but yeah, nothing like insanely like good. Yeah, the British are opening fire anyway. The first shots of battle are underway, and it's the Portuguese infantry that is going to be leading the way, opening up. And they look glorious while they're doing it. Looking glorious. Line infantry here is just like they're piled in the line infantry, and they're gonna just try and do what the French always do. They're gonna just try and get their way through with sheer like numbers of like infantry and just sheer firepower. Fair enough. What do we got here? We've got Brunswickers. There you go, another part of the German contingent that fights in Spain. We've got. They look like maybe more Portuguese, and then we've got, I don't know what's over here, just more Portuguese by the looks of it. But anyway, they're getting outflanked to the British is what I was going to say. You've got Massena here. He's flanking around with his Laguerre. Lots of Laguerre actually flanking around. And they've got, I mean, they've got so much cav flanking around as well. We've got old guard dragoons. They've got some good dragoons here today. My gosh. Yeah, okay, there's actually some very good stuff in here. Yeah, there's a dragoon unit that's really, really good. Most of these are like Corps Provisional, and Provisional basically means they're just like reserve units. So like a lot of reserve dragoon units. It looks like they've like spent a lot of money on one cav unit and then not so much on the rest. But we've got 8-pounders setting up here. These should be able to just pound Fuentes de Oñoro. It doesn't look like they're going to even be challenged by the British. The British right now quite happy to dig in. They don't look like they've got any artillery themselves over here. I've yet to actually see any British artillery either, which is another concern, to be honest. It's not much of a concern, it's just where is the British artillery? But I imagine if the British can just hide their troops, they can do okay. Oh yeah, they've got lots of Scots in here actually. They've got lots of Highland fur. Oh my gosh, yeah, they have really gone heavy on the Scottish infantry in here. Yeah, okay, fair enough. They're just digging in, and look at this. The British are trying to get across what cav they can. The light dragoons, yeah, just a lot of light dragoons by the looks of it here. They do look good though, the light dragoons. They do look good. And they got some hussars as well. They've just disappeared. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's going to be enough to stop. Look at the sheer number of cav. There's like 10 cav units out there. All of differing sizes, yes, but there's 10 cav units out there. That's all you need. You can flank around with them. You can do all sorts. Yeah, you got more Portuguese here. They're in brown now. The Portuguese and the Spanish do like to fight in multiple different colours, just to confuse their allies. Like the Spanish fight red, blue, white. You name it, they fight in it. Yellow. The Portuguese more like navy blue and brown. But and green as well, actually. They do find green. But so the British. The British find green as well as red. The Brunswickers, they stick to black. Just black. You won't see them in anything else. It seems that they're holding for now. I mean, they're bringing over more infantry here just to try and fill in the gaps, try and match the French over here. Personally, this is a fight the British don't want to engage. They don't want to be drawn into a cavalry fight. They want to just stand off. They want to be defensive in this fight. If they have more cav, they need to bring it over here. They really do. I mean, there's one here. Hopefully this is... I would say this needs shifting in the direction...
Sir, our general is under attack.
This needs shifting in the direction of the standoff over here. And then it's 5v10, or 10-ish. At least it's a slightly fairer fight, but yeah. The British probably have better cav, but the French have sheer numbers of cav. They brought a lot of it. I mean, at the moment, I can see a lot of it. I don't know how much the British have brought exactly, but it just doesn't look like enough. Britain getting outflanked here, getting forced back. This Portuguese infantry is going to suffer probably more than, say, the British infantry. But yeah, got Laguerre moving forward, and they're going to just take the position the Portuguese just had, and now they're going to be able to fire onto the British lines. And there you go, getting some nice little volleys in there. Laguerre have very, very good accuracy, so I mean that is always a good fight there for them. I mean, they want to be a longer range, to be honest. They've got Grenadiers here. These guys are in white. Very nice. Hope to see them in action. Lots, yeah, you have a lot of provisional infantry actually here. Demi-grenade provisional. And they're just shelling buildings by the looks of it. This is just how it's going to be today, it seems, by the French. They're just going to shell buildings. Got some skirmishes here with the British. They're obviously taking the brunt of the fighting at the moment. Getting shelled by artillery. They're also being hit by just lines of musket fire from the French. You've got the green jackets here. If you're a fan of Sharp, if you've seen the Napoleonic series, then the green jackets are here being represented. They are riflemen. They are one of the few rifleman units around in this period. If you haven't seen the Sharp series, I fully recommend you go and watch it. It's a great series. It covers the entire Peninsular War and a bit extra. But here we go, got some French infantry going in. That Laguerre going in. It's going to try and challenge the Portuguese, and we've got French dragoons coming in as well. They're going to steamroll this port, and they charge the back of their own Laguerre, which probably broke them, but they should break this Portuguese unit as well. The Portuguese are forming up here though, and they can fire into the flank of the dragoons here. We are now also seeing the cav fight take place here. Light dragoons going in against Chasseurs Cheval, routing the Chasseurs Cheval. Like I said, the quality of the British I think is better. The French have the numbers. There we go, more dragoons going in, and the guard like Chasseurs. Oh, this one they might win here, the French. Yeah, they did in fact win that one. Oh, but they both routed. And the guard Chasseurs being routed as well. Yeah, the numbers are just starting to take their toll. And the French are going to win this cav fight, I think. Unless these two light dragoons can pull off a miracle. And they've won that one over there with the light dragoons. Can they win this one? They can. They are holding for now. Oh no, the guard Chasseurs did not break. They just, I just did not see their flag move. But there you go. They've broken all the British cav, as I expected they would. Even though you don't have the quality, that doesn't matter. If you have the numbers, you can pin it down with one unit and then rear charge with another. Oh, we've got more cav over here. Here are the dragoons, though. These are the heavy dragoons. Where were these guys earlier? These might have scared off the French. They've just routed 2 French units on their own. These guys are fearless. They really are. They are the cream of the crop of the British cav. I don't know if it's going to be enough, to be honest. They are just unsupported. They're on their own. I mean, morale looks good. What is the French winning? Yeah, I mean, they're just surrounding them now. So you can surround these guys. You will kill them. There you go. They've been killed. But they killed 2 units on their own. That was pretty impressive. And that's a shame. The British cav is all but gone. And there's more now British cav just appearing, these hussars. And what have we got here? We've got that Portuguese cav unit here. Why weren't these guys with their... and we've got another one here as well. Yeah, we have even more light dragoons. Why weren't these guys defending the rear? Why did the British just... They were a bit selfish and just held onto their own cav. They needed it over there. That's where the cav fight's going to be won and lost. The British over here taking a pounding, by the way. They actually are. They need a retreat. They're getting hit on 2 flanks here. This is a big, long line. And I'm still lacking... I'm still not seeing any British artillery.
We have killed their general.
A general's been killed off. I don't know whose general just died there, but some Chasseurs Cheval got in. I hope that wasn't Wesley. I hope that was not Wesley. Oh, it looks like it might have been Wesley. I think Arthur Wesley may be dead. That is his iconic blue jacket there. I think Arthur Wesley might be dead. Oh, dear. Britain, though, coming in for a bit of revenge on the cavalry front. They are trying to rout some more of these French cavalry units. Do their damage. The hussars in here are doing quite a bit of damage. We also have...
the men are fatigued, sir, and must rest.
I don't know what unit is this. Oh, this is like the Portuguese cav unit here. Having to rout stuff. There you go. I mean, the hussars have been routed as well. And you imagine this cav unit will soon follow. And now the British have no cav here. Instead of having some cav, they have no cav. And it's an absolute assault on every front here. They've got dragoons coming in here now, charging the Portuguese lines. Got another general dead? Where's this one dead? Oh, was his hussar, or was like his, I think this cavalry unit here was actually his general. There's a general here. That is unfortunate. We actually do have a general though right up here. We have Pizarro's here. He is just here. So I presume if Pizarro's is here, then we have an entire cav army for the French here. This is probably why they have so much cav. Dorsen looks like he's got an entire cav corps. This is a big unit here. Look at this, 292 men. Bertrand Clausel. I mean, I know Clausel. He was a general at various famous battles for the French. And here we go. British infantry going in. What are they going in against? Light infantry. And this is actually proper light infantry. It's not provisional rubbish. They're sending in 2 units. I don't know if I'd do that. That's not a good idea. I'd probably attack a second one. They have broken this unit though. They're going to move on to the next one. I mean, the French will just charge us with cavalry because these guys can't form square while they're in combat against infantry. But the cavalry has just really charged their own men, so how great a charge that really was, I don't know. The answer is probably not that great. But the French are going to keep moving forward. The British here need to stop feeding troops. They're like feeding in more troops into a fight they can't win. They need to retreat. Just retreat back to Fuentes de Oñoro. Like, there's French cav behind you as well. You need to be aware of this.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest away.
They're being broken here. And we got the Scots going in the charge. I mean, they should do pretty well in combat, but again, this is the wrong direction to be going. They need to be charging. They need to be going backwards, not charging forwards. They are going to try and break more of these French lines. And we've got French cav coming into the back now as well, causing charging some like riflemen here. And they're going to then, I presume, just go on and charge in the back of these infantry here. They have no choice but to form square or stay in line and face the French in front of them. But yeah, looks like they're going to go into the back of the Scots now. The Scots are broken, and that's a loss of a very, very good unit. I'm still not seeing any British artillery. I don't know where it is. Like, where is the artillery that's the dual... Okay, there's a bit here. There's a bit of British artillery here. And it's been protected by some Scots. But yeah, this is the first bit of artillery I've seen. The British, by the way, are in full retreat. Full retreat on this flank. I mean, rightly so, they could not hold it. It was untenable. But this is not good. I mean, they should just retreat on Fuentes de Oñoro and just try and grind the French down. But the thing is, the French have the artillery. They can shell them from distance. I haven't, like I said, there's only one piece of British artillery I've seen. They need to retreat over here as well. Like, this is untenable. Again, yeah, they are fine retreating. They need to form up in column and get out of here. There's some big units here of the British, actually. Big ass units. But it looks like they're sacrificing a couple of units to the British. Some good British infantry here being sacrificed. I don't know how wise an idea this is, but they get a volley off to the French before the British charge. And yeah, those units will be lost as well. And the British, they don't want to just let their army just get picked off bit by bit. They need to get these 5-6 units here back. They need to also turn this flank here. And they just need to, like, defend Fuentes de Oñoro. If they could defend between this church here, defend between this church and this ruin, and like the edge of this defense, it's a bit better over the defensive line. Over here, though, Massena is just chasing down the retreating British. It seems as though it's going to be a rout. In history, this is a British victory. We cannot see Britain be defeated today. It's not allowed. As a British man myself, I won't allow Britain to be defeated. Yeah, we've got the Portuguese just getting routed there. Get these boys back. Get them back. I mean, the plan, I guess, of the French is to force infantry to form square, if they can form square, and then the infantry catches them up and just charges them. That would be my plan anyway. I mean, it seems like they're doing a good job of just finding units that can't form square at the moment, or they're just not choosing to form square. But yeah, again, the British are coming back. They're coming back to fight the French. I don't know. They don't realize they don't have the numbers. They need to rejoin with the main army in the center. Then they have a chance. Well, Cav riding in on again. They're going after this Portuguese infantry. This like dragoon unit here alone has done an incredible amount of damage. It's only lost like a few men. It's done an incredible amount of damage. You can see a line is forming up now, which is good to see. British are trying to get.
Building has fallen to the enemy.
Get some damage. And you can see the dragoons. I think they're just running around, causing all sorts of havoc right now. I don't know what their plan is, but they are just getting in amongst the British lines forming. I guess trying to stop them from forming up properly because the British are like, oh, there's cavalry behind us. We've got to keep retreating. Yeah, the dragoons, they're cutting down these riflemen. It's a shame. The French, though, have pushed into Fuentes de Oñoro themselves. They're actually going to take it. By the looks of it, we've got some light infantry here. I don't know what's in the building. I don't know what's in the building for the British. Oh, is it just riflemen? If it's just riflemen, they are not going to hold that. The riflemen's a skirmisher unit. This is actually a light infantry unit. Just off sheer numbers, there's 93 men here. I mean, there's 73 men apparently in this building. So I don't know. Maybe it's a light foot unit. If that's the case, then maybe they have a chance. I'm not sure. Yeah, here we go. A line is forming up, and this is kind of unfortunate for the British as the Scots are just lining up here. But it's kind of unfortunate for the British. They've formed up their line, their defensive line to hold, and the French are just taking Fuentes de Oñoro. As you can see here, they have actually just taken the building. Allies captured a building. It'll be that building in the center. Cav rushing in here, taking out the riflemen. It seems as though Britain's quite happy to capitulate. Well, not capitulate, but just give them the building. On this side, though, it seems like it's even in infantry. I feel like the British could take the French on. It's just a lack of cav. The cav is where it's starting to hurt the British. They need to get a unit in this ruin here and try and just make this like a stronghold as well. Every little like building you can hold, you need to make a stronghold. I hope these are just retreating troops and not men that charge. Oh, they're definitely men that charge. The Brunswickers are here. Britain on this side seems to have a addiction to bayonet charging. I mean, it seems like that's just an addiction everywhere. But they just need to stop doing it. It's a very volatile way to like try and win a battle. And it doesn't usually work because you just get shot in the face before you get in there, and that does a lot of damage to your morale, and then you almost break on impact. Scots here, the Scottish Lightfoot, the Highland Lightfoot, they are doing their bit. They're holding this line here. They are probably going to do okay against the Demi Brigade, to be honest. Against Demi Brigade, like the British unit should be doing well. We've got more Scots in here. It seems like a lot of Scots are brought here, lots of Highlanders. They're actually going to charge this Demi Brigade unit. I mean, they should win. They should win, but we will see. Yeah, I mean, the Demi Brigade is losing slightly. I mean, if the Scots can win this, I mean, the problem is that the French are going to come in with their cav. As soon as the French see a unit that's gone into bayonet combat, they're sending their cav in to kill it. This is the thing, like, surely the British are cottoning onto this, and look, the Scots lost. They're going to win this fight, but they've lost because the Cavs come in. They need to stop charging units and bayonet because they're just being mobbed up by British Cav. It's slightly too easy, by French Cav, sorry. It's slightly too easy. I bet I've been saying British accidentally too many times. These two do not want to stand behind each other. They've got some Portuguese infantry, like light infantry here. These are like the Lusitano Legion or something like that, or Legion of Lusitania, something like that they're called. And then we've got some hussars over here going in. They're being shot at. I mean, they can't really afford to have one unit behind the other. They need to strip, like, they need units everywhere. Get them out of here. I mean, it's just allowing, like, you'll fire at that unit because you hit the unit in front and then you'll hit the unit behind with artillery. And they're charging cavalry with infantry. Not a bad idea. I've done it myself, to be fair, before. Usually you're better just shooting men because the cavalry will prefer to fight in combat. So it's winning decisively. I think that's running down that unit there. But yeah, you definitely you're better off as an infantry and just shooting the cav. They seem like they're doing okay. Morale is low. Yeah, there you go. That should break them. And that's Hussar unit gone. At least, I mean, good job there by Britain, getting rid of that unit. It's a shame they couldn't have done that much more. If you look at the French artillery over here in comparison, I mean, what have they got here? 8-pounders. We've got 4-pounders here, but there's like 5 artillery pieces here. That's more than the British, I think, brought themselves. I don't know where the British artillery even is. There was the one here, but that's been abandoned long ago. I think that's all they brought, and that's just, like, that's the problem. They brought a lack of artillery. I don't think the artillery, in the end of the day, is too much to worry about. You can survive a battle without artillery, but they could have brought maybe more cav or better cav. I think, like, needed at least another dragoon unit. And certainly when that big cav fight happened, Britain needed to concentrate all their cav. Like, there was a couple of isolated little cav units elsewhere for the French, but that big cavalry arm there just annihilated all the British cav. If they came out and won that one, did the British cav, then it was going to be a bit more of an even fight. Britain would have cavalry to counter the cavalry charges that came after on their infantry. Yeah, it's a rough one for sure. I think, I don't know. I feel like the British has been outplayed strategically in this one. I mean, it's not over, but they have lost their objective. They're gonna have to push back, but you can see they're getting encircled. This is not a good sign. After the last NTW3 battle where we saw the British make an amazing comeback, we could be seeing them get encircled here and massacred. They got to find a breakout soon. They got to find a way to break out. If they can do it, I'll be amazed. It'll be one of the greatest comebacks ever. I mean, if they're going to do it, I think it's going to be over here somewhere. This is probably one of the largest concentration of British troops now. They seem like they're a little bit more thinly packed elsewhere. They're already setting up a second line of defense. That's not a good idea. That's also a bit defeatist. You need all your men on the front line. France has the numbers. Yeah, they're literally, the entire British army is in like this field complex here, around here. I mean, they even gave up this building. They're not even gonna like try and like fight for the building. I know it's like just a ruin, but it's worth fighting for. They're hard to take, these like sort of buildings. Usually, if you put a good unit in there, like the Scots. I'm surprised they didn't put the Scots into the building over there in the house. That would have held it for a little. They would have held it for a little while. Certainly can get charged by cavalry that way. Yep, they've taken that building, I imagine. The French just puts a unit into the ruins. I don't know who. Maybe this one? I'm not sure. They're putting someone. They put someone into the ruins, I think. Or maybe they didn't. Or maybe they put them in temporarily and then took them out straight away. Oh no, they've taken the building over here. Oh right, okay, fair enough. I mean, you didn't need to take this one. There's literally no British out here, but fair enough. Take the building. Do what you want to. Another general's been killed. Why is the British general all the way out here? Oh, was he was he an infantry unit? I think he might have been an infantry unit. If that's the case, that's unfortunate. He's just a routing infantry unit, and they've got like, this is the old guard dragoon unit, and they're just out here just running down random like units. How dare you? Just getting extra kills. That's a scummy way. Come on, go in there and get some more kills. Run in. Risk your lives, yeah, but look at this. Britain's like setting up second line after second line. They've got plenty of troops in reserve. They can't afford to. We've got French infantry that's rushed in here, trying to rush these fences. I mean, it's gonna be tough to take. This fence line here. It's gonna be tough. Like, hopefully it gives them some cover. Like, gives the British some cover. But also, it's going to be, like, awkward for cav to charge, unless you can just phase through it. If that's the case, then don't worry about it. Unless it's, like, a physical object. It doesn't look like it. It looks like their muskets are going. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. See if the cav have any pathfinding getting in here. Maybe this is why they retreat here, because they're so scared of the cav. But, I mean, all this is just doing is making them a fish in a barrel. It's making them easy to surround. The Battle of Fuentes de Oñoro is not going so well. It is not going so well. Lots of Scots alive. They must have spent a lot of money on these Scots, because I believe Highlanders are pretty expensive. I believe, but maybe they weren't. Maybe they were cheap as chips today. Or cheap as fries for those Americans out there. You don't say chips. But the problem is, like, this unit here is going to get shot on the flank and also at the front. It's going to do a lot of damage to its morale. They need to sort of, like, angle units a bit more like that. The ones in the corner. They certainly need to stretch this unit out, get more of the guys firing. Yeah, the artillery here is probably going to have a field day. It's probably firing canister at units. And they just broken 2 units there. This is the problem with the artillery. It does a lot of morale damage. And that along with the infantry is just, it's going to be devastating. It's going to be devastating. French infantry over here, though, is looking a little bit banged up. It's looking like it's low on morale. Britain is holding on this side. It seems like, obviously, this side is the side that the French have taken the most casualties. The flanks are certainly a bit more stronger. The French are still losing some troops here and there. I mean, if this pulls off for the British, like, fair play. But, I mean, looking at the strategic map, being encircled is never a position you want to be in. All I'm going to say. We're going to see French cav go in here. Got some chasseurs of Hanover going in. They can just phase through the wall. And they're going in. I mean, they're going in after a unit that can form square. Britain did that very, very nicely. Form square. And now probably a volley into these guys that will scare off this cav. Break it for good. And they are already giving up this this field here. And they're retreating again. You need to be careful when you're retreating your men that you don't shoot your own troops like this. Because you'll kill, A, you'll kill your own men, and B, it'll do damage to morale. French also charging in over here. They've gone in for an infantry charge, fighting over a wall. I'm seeing more British infantry go in. More is not necessarily the answer, because you often, like I said, break. If you're charging with an infantry into the back of your own men, you usually break your own men. I've seen cav in here. They have been broken, in fact. So that's good to see. French look like they are going to break with the infantry, but cav coming in. Dorsain sending in his provisional goons. Looks like he's going to break the whole lot of British infantry. Oh my gosh. This is 3 infantry units here that could break. They need to turn some infantry onto the cav and shoot them. You need to shoot them. Break. Oh, yeah, that's 2 gone. And this one will follow. And yeah, this is a real problem. And now they've lost this square. And this unit's just broken, and it's not even like... I mean, I guess maybe unless they lost a general, that's not going to help. If these Portuguese can't form square, that's fair enough, but they should really be forming square. There's cavalry just running loose in the squares. But yeah, the British defense is starting to have cracks, and they're running out of reserves. This is the thing. It only takes a bit of time. Like, there you go. Another general's been killed. I think that's an infantry one again. Yeah, I think it's like another infantry general down here. He's been killed. So now Britain has no generals now. Britain has 0 generals. But yeah, this old guard dragoon unit out here still just getting easy kills. What a scummy way to get kills. Running down the retreating men. Britain, they're trying to hold though. They are trying to hold it, and this one's broken as well. Oh, more actually broken. 3 units broke here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think the lack of generals is starting to pay off in favour of the French, because they've got all their generals. We've got infantry charging in here. And it looks like we're going to see history change. The Battle of Fuentes de Oñoro is going to be a British defeat today, instead of a British victory. Yeah, so many units breaking now. So many. It's sad to see. It's sad to see the British just mass rout like this. They're getting absolutely cut down. I looked at these guys here and thought for a moment, are these British cav? So they know they're just the old guard chasseurs and they're red. Well, there's like 6 units of British left, and they're trying to hold. I don't even know what this cordon is that they're now holding. They're just forming square with the Scots, which is probably not a bad idea at this point. Just form square and just take the brunt of it. I mean, they're breaking in square now as well. This unit just did. The Scots are the only unit that's like still high on morale. I think it's just because they're not in combat quite yet. Like, the British just get charged by like a small element of a French unit and they break. The Scots over here are fighting in combat. And they break, and I mean, in a moment we're going to see the final Scottish unit break, and there you go. The Battle of Fuentes de Oñoro is over. And the French have won. And it's a massacre at the end there. As though all those men will be cut down by French, you imagine. It's a brutal way for them to go. But yeah, so this was a victory for the French. Today, it seems, history has been changed, like I said. This one was sent in by Johnny Le Buffoon. It's like, as always, it's him and his merry band that are making the glorious historical scenarios. But yeah, so he was playing as one of the Massena armies. We have so well done to him, to Angry Peasant, to Clarky Boy, and to Richard the Lionheart, who are all playing as the French. Clarky Boy playing as the Dorsen's corps. He did bring an entire French French Cav corps. It's not a bad plan, to be fair. It seems like it worked for them. Unlucky to Sniper Smith UK, Nomadic Lancer, to Holy Titan, and to G, who were playing as the British. I mean, they got okay kills here. I mean, 1,000 for Nomadic Lancer. I mean, could have done maybe a few more thousand, but the French just had huge armies. Literally, Richard the Lionheart brought 3k men. Like, Holy Titan only brought 1,000. So I presume he did bring a lot of expensive infantry, which not always the best plan. You know, sometimes you just need the numbers. But yeah, so this is obviously the, I think this is oh, it must be sent in by Clarky Boy's perspective. Maybe Johnny like crashed or just didn't save the replay. So we have all of we have all the Cav like results here, so that's okay. So those Old Guard Dragoons getting 286 kills. The Old Guard Mamelukes, I don't know if we saw them, but 172 kills, very nice. Chasseurs getting 80 kills. But there are the rest of the kills if you want to have a look at them. But yeah, they're not that, some of them aren't that great. But there you go, guys. That is the Battle of Fuentes de Oñoro. If you did enjoy, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're not here, and a comment to show your support. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.